I completely reworked the electronics on the rig because I'm getting ready to do the interior now, and I needed to clear out the entire interior as best I could. I'm still thinking about a way where I can route that wire where you won't see it, but I think I can cover that one wire. But here, let me show you how the power's all hidden. Now I've still got one battery in the interior, and the reason I'm running two batteries is I think it's better for this motor to run two batteries, but I could probably just run one battery in the back. So you see my little parallel connector and how that's all hidden underneath there. Hang on one second here. Undo this. Takes two hands really. Okay. Alright. And that whoosh sound you're hearing is some fans that I've got under the hood. Now, when I first started off with this, I tried to get everything under the hood, and then I found that it was getting really, really hot. Get the wrong screwdriver. These are SAE 3 seconds. Hopefully there's not too much mud in that one. I can get that. There we go. So the under the hood here is everything now, but it's cooled finally. So not a big deal. Trying to keep this whole thing pretty easy to service. I like to have everything really easy to access, and having stuff tucked in the cockpit and tucked here and hidden behind this and hidden behind that, it's going to be a problem. If there's ever an electrical issue that you got to track down, it's much nicer if everything is where you can get at it. Now, it looks pretty jammed up, but underneath this fan, there's really nothing. As you can see, just the wires that come off the motor, that's it. You can see the fan's working because look at all the dust that's blown all over everything. Look at all the dust on this baby. This is a new addition. This is a Mamba Max Pro fan and case, and then what I did is because my case is potted with RTV sealant, I cannot take this thing apart. I have cut this and glued it on, and it works great. So this is powered off the ESC at 5 volts. This is powered off of the battery at whatever the battery's given it. In this case it would be, around 12 volts. And then you can see everything is clear of the spur. There's nothing that's going to rub on it. I've got a little bit of airflow around the front because the sensor does get a little warm. I've got air blowing directly on the motor. I've got air blowing directly on the ESC. And what I did here was I made a little plate which I screwed to the side, so all I have to do is take out 2 screws and I can remove my ESC. Before, because the wires were all routed through and all these things were going on, it was very difficult. Now all I have to do is unplug my extension and snip a cable tie and I can pull the whole thing out. Now what isn't really visible is there's a bunch of wires jammed up on top of the servo and in the front to hide them and to make more airflow around everything so that hot air can get out around all 4 sides of this thing. I don't want anything up against it. If we look at it from underneath, I don't know what you'll be able to see, probably not much, but you can see that I have my leads that come from the motor. I have them routed so they can't touch anything, but they're just so long and I didn't want to cut them and splice them or whatever, put new ends on them. So I just put them over here, and then you see how they're all fed underneath the ESC. That white is the double stick foam tape. And then everything just comes up underneath the ESC so I don't have to look at it. And the only reason I could fit the ESC in here so nice like this is because my servo is sideways. Before my servo was this way, there was no room for the ESC to lay flat like this. So the ESC actually lays flat. It's below the height of the hood. It's positioned almost directly on top of the vent. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but if you go to the side you'll see that lines up. This one is slightly off center, but you notice that I also have holes here and there's a big cavity here. So it can draw air from these holes and from there. Where the air goes, who knows? I guess it can go out the back. But it seems to be working. Everything's staying relatively cool. Nothing got hot. The motor didn't get hot. Nothing got hot. And I was giving it a good thrashing. And everything fits under the hood. So I'm very happy with it. Alright, a bit of a long video, but I've spent hundreds of hours working on this thing. So, you know, 5 minutes to show you something that I've done. I don't feel too bad about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found that interesting. If you're into RC, if you're not, you didn't watch it, so it doesn't matter.